we're here, episode 45 of Figuring Shxt Out.
45 already? Damn, bro.
Yeah, 45. And actually, it's a year this month in like a week or 2 weeks. So shout out our first year. You know what I'm saying? We might be able to get to the 50. I don't know. I think 50 is like in May, our rapid season 2. But you know who it is? You know what it is? I'm Bunny Flocks. Check out the website, bunnyflocks, loserperspective.com. We got King Arthur in the building. What's going on?
Y'all know what time it is, man. 2020 phases. We're gonna be at something in the water. Not connected, but we're gonna be out there. Just believe me, goddamn gonna unify, thrive. Y'all know what time it is. And Frank, man, bring us in.
You disappeared. Where'd you go?
I know, man. Houdini type.
Yeah. Okay. So we got with us the CEO, the owner, the founder of the music shop.
Yes, sir.
He goes by Will, Illa, or Illa Will, or Illa, or just Will. What's going on, sir? How you been? Thank you again for joining us, for speaking with us. We got a lot to talk about. Sure. What's going on? I know you've been hella busy. What's happening with you?
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty good way to describe it, man. It's been crazy. Good busy, you know what I'm saying? But just hella busy. Yeah.
Thanks. So let's start here. So we're gonna get into a little history. Gonna find out what you're about. Okay. Find out about the music shop. But first things first, we always ask our guests, what is your figuring shit out moment? It's a moment in time. You had an epiphany. You figured some shit out. You made a discovery about yourself. You wanted to do this, X, Y, Z. What's going
on? I mean, I've had a few for real, and I feel like I hope that I keep having,
Thanks.
More because I want to keep elevating.
Right.
But I would say that one of the biggest ones is when I got out of jail, and then when I had my first son. So those were two critical moments for me that kind of shaped my life. Getting out of jail made me take my freedom a lot more serious, and then having a son made me take I don't even know how. It just made me change my perspective on everything, because it was the first time I really had to care about somebody more than myself.
Right.
Like, it's not even a choice. You're kind of like, well, I guess it's a choice, but it was like, an awakening for me as far as like, hey man, I got different type of responsibilities.
Priorities, yeah.
And more so like I value something now, more than I can put into words. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's facts. I remember when I became a father, it's like there's not a handbook. I mean, you could read books and you could research and study or whatever, but it's like when you get, you're in charge of a real person. You're in charge of a life. You got to keep them alive. You got to feed them. You got to take care of them. It's like you're nervous, you're anxious, you don't know what to do. So it's real.
It's drop real. The baby.
No, that gave me an extreme anxiety at first, was like holding or sleeping with the baby. I always, you hear those stories when you coming up, like somebody rolled over on the baby, and that terrified me. Now I just kick him out the way. Like
no, that was one of mine. Like forgetting he exists though, right? Because like when you're single or when you don't have a child and you're driving around the city, you're doing stuff, you clubbing, partying, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you put him in your car and you're driving somewhere, you can forget him in the store, forget he's in the car. It's just like those things. Like I ain't gonna say I never forgot him, but there were times I'm like, I feel like I'm forgetting something. You know what I'm saying? And I did drop him on.
That's funny.
I ain't gonna get into that.
Oh Lord,
I didn't drop him, but there was one point where I put him in his high chair, and I did not know that it had a click to lock.
Right.
Oh man.
And he fell out.
Folded in him.
Oh. He fell out. Luckily, he actually fell forward onto the tray, so it stopped him from hitting the ground. So
good.
Yeah, shout
out. Don't kill you, make you stronger, right?
Yeah, but now he rolls out the bed all the time. He's a maniac.
How old is he?
Knox is 2, and I just had another son who is a little bit over a month, and he's his name is Dallas.
Oh no, you sound like me. You sound like you might have a third one real soon too. I got 3 and 5, 3 and 1.
No, I have an 11-year-old as well. That's my stop sign. So I didn't actually participate in that one.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I have 3 boys. Yeah.
Oh, dope. There you go, King got them all. They're real close. You said 5, 4, and 1?
5, 3, and 1, and then a boy and 2 girls. So
okay.
I got my little testosterone in there. Yeah.
Okay.
Facts. That's what's up. That's what's up.
We ain't turned this to the dad podcast.
Right. You're right. No, it's the figuring shit out. I mean, figuring shit out. Dads, this could be a dad. There could be a dad portion.
No, I mean, it definitely applies to dads. I've said this to my homies before. It's crazy how more natural it seems for mothers to have, deal with the kids and stuff like that. It's like, at least with my fiance, like it feels like she was just born with this gift, you know what I'm saying, of like taking care of kids. And for me, it's not the same. It's definitely like the first with Knox, it was like all learning. Like I was like constantly felt like I was learning something new about him, learning about something new about family, learning something new about myself. So I was figuring out a whole lot of shit at one time. And that was the month that he was born is the month that I actually opened up the shop. So I was figuring out a lot of shit at one time, and I still am. It's still a balance. Yeah,
that's a nice. I like the segue. So you got the nice segue going. So speaking of the shop, let's talk about that. Let's talk about when it opened. What was your goal for that? What was your aspiration, dreams?
Hold on, before you get that, what is MQ Shop? Like, what is it?
The
MSQ Shop is the music shop. So we're a creative company inspired by music. We specialize in creative direction and branding for musicians and small brands. So we do everything from graphic design to videography. We have a recording studio now. So we kind of do a little bit of pretty much anything. Like it's like a one-stop shop. And once I go through, with the building and everything, you'll really it's really just like a one-stop shop for anything creative.
Oh, that's super dope. So is it mainly for? I know you're a big proponent of Virginia. Is it for local Virginia artists mostly, or do you have out of towners? Anybody from anywhere?
Yeah. So all right. So the music shop we started in 2020. We started as a blog. That's it. I was hosting clubhouse rooms for Virginia hip hop, and at the end of every week we would be like, hey, here's an open floor. Tell us what's going on, things that, maybe we could help with. Right. And every week somebody was like, there's nobody covering Virginia artists. There's nobody covering indie artists. And for me, I was like, okay, cool. So I went to a couple of different blogs that existed at the time. And I was like, hey man, there's a market for this. There's a big hole that's not being filled, pause. And, I was like, you should fill it. And
on the same way, yo, we can do this all day on the same way.
So
started.
So they were like, nah, man, I don't want to do it. And I was like, all right, cool. So I did it. And that's initially how the music shop started. I already had a content company called the OG Design. So I was already working with clients all over the United States on graphics and videos and stuff like that. When the opportunity came to start my, I said 2020, I meant 2021. When the opportunity came to open up my own shop, I jumped at it because I wanted, I just wanted the space to work out of. We were getting to the point where we were getting enough clients that it kind of justified having an office and stuff like that. And as we were going through the first year in particular, it was so much work of trying to keep up the OG Design, the music shop, and just so we were like, hey man, we mostly work with small brands and musicians, and all of our work is inspired by music either way. So we just kind of merged the two, and that's really when the music shop became what it is, like the stuff that y'all see today. So in the beginning of 2022, we relaunched. We were just tenants at the building at the time. Right. There was another entity running the building called The Collective. As we go through 2022, we get to a point where in July, which was actually one of our best months for us, we get an email at the end of the month saying, hey, rent hasn't been paid for a couple months. Wow. Y'all are behind on rent. And I was just like, how's that possible? I've been paying them rent, and I got all
as a middleman, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been paying, that I was subleasing at that time, technically, you know what I'm saying? So find out they were just pocketing the money and kind of just doing whatever they wanted with the bread.
Damn.
So we hit a crossroads at that point and was like, hey, do we continue here and figure this situation out, or we just go ahead and head out, take our losses and move on? For me, I took the opportunity, was like, hey man, I'm gonna fix this, I'm gonna figure it out, and then I'm gonna kind of take over this situation. And that's what I did. So we figured out the legal stuff with the company that was there before.
Right.
They paid off their debts, and then they had to get the fuck up out of here.
Right.
And then we opened what is now called Center, which is the building that y'all are referring to.
Nice.
Yeah, so we so in Center, it's a creative space powered by the music shop. And
man, I felt like we should have went up there to shoot a podcast. I mean, I've been in Richmond a couple of times.
Next time we could do that, bro. Definitely.
Oh, it's in Richmond.
Yeah,
it is in Richmond. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it anywhere near
An hour from me?
What's it? Oh, okay. So you're right there.
Yeah, 49 minutes, 59 minutes actually. Yeah.
Do you know where Rotate is?
No, I was.
Yeah, actually, I know Rotate. I know Rotate now.
I'm only 2 doors down from Rotate. I'm right in the art district, about a block away from VCU.
Same block. Okay, that's what's up. Yeah.
Okay. Word. Yeah, I definitely gotta make a trip over there.
Yeah. So in the front space we have retail, which is all Virginia-owned clothing brands.
Dope.
In the middle we have an event venue. We also have an art gallery, which all the artists in the building right now are Virginia artists. And then we have a recording studio in the back. And then we have a few tenants that we host as well. So it's kind of a lot of moving parts in the building. But it's a creative space for real. You just, when you walk in there, you never know what's gonna be happening. If somebody's gonna be shooting a video, or throwing an event, or hosting a workshop, or all of the above. That sometimes it gets busy in there. So yeah,
that's dope, cool. Man. That's mad spot. I definitely gotta take a trip there. I'm into video. I used to have a band. I was in a hip hop group I managed. This was like 20 lifetimes ago. So I used to do a little music things here and there. But that's dope. Okay. That's inspiring. Every now and then, the music bug comes and it hits me, and I'm like, I want to record. I want to do something.
Well, I see you got the foam in the back. So I didn't know if that was purely for the podcast or not.
No. I got so much. I got a DJ set right here. I got keyboards here. Okay. It's crazy. I got a lot of old equipment. You know what I'm saying?
That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been getting busy for a minute.
Yeah. It's been about 10, 15 years since when I started with my peoples. You know what I'm saying? There's videos out there of me. I'm not proud of them. They're old. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, we all got to start somewhere.
Yeah. Right.
King seen a couple of them, but I try to keep them in the tuck. I don't want nobody to see it. But
I was a rapper for about 15 years before I started heading into the direction that I'm in now. And I mean, when I first started, I was horrible, bro. I mean, I thought I was nice, but I was.
It's always that's how it is. You record your first song, you know what I'm saying? To you, it's dope, right?
Oh yeah.
Someone else here, you put it in some other ears, and then what's funny is if you go back after a month, 2 months, 6 months, and listen back to it, and it's trash.
It's trash, bro.
And you're like, how did I like this? What
the amount of confidence that I had at that point? Right. I wish I could reduplicate that for the rest of my life. When I was worst, I had the most. I mean, it was just arrogance. I thought I was the nicest person on the planet, and I was so bad, bro.
That happens. It's like it blows your head up. Like you make a track and you be like, yo, this is gonna be #1 on billboards. I'm gonna blow up off of this shit.
Yeah.
You hype. You should. Yeah. Never.
Do you so when artists come to your studio to do whatever, right? Do you tell them they trash, or do you just let them be, or how does that work?
That's a good question.
So I'm gonna be honest, man. The way that depends on it depends on who I'm working with. Like if I'm working with them, because I still write a lot of music for people, and I still we have a thing that's called More to Music, where we bring somebody in every week and we actually like make music with them and stuff like that.
That's dope.
So when I'm in positions like that where I'm like hired or involved in the creative process, 100%, I'm brutally honest. Like
that's crucial.
I'm so honest that some people don't like me. I'll be the first one to admit that. But if you're not paying me to be involved, I mind my business, because at the end of the day, you didn't ask me to be involved. You came here on your own volition, and that's your business.
That makes sense.
But if you ask me, I'll be honest with you. And I don't do it to hurt your feelings. I just say, hey, man, I'm a consumer. I'm somebody that has literally over 15 years experience doing this on a pretty professional level for most of that time. And, I got my own opinions on things.
And that's crucial, you know what I'm saying? But when it comes to being an artist and artistry, right? A lot of people can be emotional with it, right? They may, like I said, even if they're okay or they're decent enough and they think they made the dopest song, and then they hear somebody else say their honest opinion about it, and it's not, you could take that to heart. You know what I'm saying? It could be literally no personal issues there. It's just, like you said, you're telling them what it is.
Well, as an artist in real artistry, it takes you have to be comfortable. And then the reason you have to be comfortable is because you want to be vulnerable so that you can give your most honest effort. And when you're vulnerable, sometimes it hurts, man.
Up. Yeah, you open yourself up.
Yeah. So, as an artist or creative, you're already kind of at that stage of like vulnerability and sensitivity. So for somebody to come through and say, hey, man, this ain't it, sometimes that shit hurts. And guess what? I got my feelings hurt a lot being an artist, man. I mean,
likewise.
That's part of the grind, bro. You gotta take the good with the bad. And then you also have to realize, man, like, in all honesty, your music isn't for everybody. So I always follow my opinion but hey, you don't got to give a fuck what I say. I'm just one person. This is a subjective type of thing. You might play this for 9 other people and they might all say this is the most fire shit on the earth. It just ain't for me. I don't. I typically can point out what I don't like. Like, hey, you're offbeat, or simple things like that, down to like, hey, I don't like the way that this melody sounds with your cadence, and So it really varies. Unless you're like really close to me, I don't just straight up tell you you're trash. Like, what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to, I don't want to disrespect you, but I will be honest. Like, hey, if you want my opinion, this is my opinion. Take it or leave it. And I will say that I'm honored enough that I'm honored that enough people respect me to like, like take my opinion, seriously, for the most part.
That's dope. Yeah. And then when it comes to like critiquing music, right? You have the artistry part, and then there's a technical part, right? Like mixes. Like I'm one of those. I can listen to a song, and if the voice is cracking, the sound's popping, it's clipping or something, that hurts the record, right? So it's like
100%.
You can't really even critique it because it's not even
done.
Right. It's not a decent recording to even judge. You know what I mean? So
and I think that's because we work with a lot of indie artists in particular. These are things that they're learning as they go through the process. A lot of times is like, hey, it's more than, can I rap this verse? Can I do this? Like, you're now in the music business, which is much different than just making music. Like, me and you can make music all day long, but that doesn't put us in the music industry or music business. Once we decide to upload it to a DSP, we decide that we want to try to monetize this or chase this as a career, then you're in the music business. And it's a completely different field, because you're not just looking for like, hey, can you rap? Hey, can you sing? It's, can you put a song together? Is the song enjoyable?
Marketable?
Entertaining?
Yeah, is it entertaining? Is it something that I want to replay after you've let me listen to it? And those are big crucial differences between making music and being in the music business. And
that's real.
And it's okay to be in either one. Like I tell artists all the time, hey, you don't have to be in the music business. Like,
that's real.
You can make music, you can make as much music as you want, even put it out, but doesn't mean that you're trying to chase this as a career. You know what I'm saying?
That's facts.
And that's where I'm at too. I tell them that too. Like, hey man, I did the music business thing as far as like being an artist for a long time. Now I'm at the point where if I want to put out a song, or I have one of those moments where I'm feeling nostalgic and I just want to hop on a beat, I can do it. But there's no desire to be a rapper, quote unquote,
right,
like as a career. Like that, this is just me making music. You know what I'm saying?
I feel that.
It's a much different grind.
I think that's what happened to me, because it got to a point where we was chasing it as a career, was chasing it for money. So our priorities may have been not in the best, for making music. We wanted to be famous. We wanted to get hit, make hits. We wanted the glitz and glamour, right? And so after a point when that wasn't happening, then it's like, okay, our inspiration, our motivation is starting to fall. Not I can't speak for everybody, but for me in the group, I was like, bro, this shit ain't working. You know what I'm saying? It was like 3-4 years.
You had an idea of what you had an end goal. Your end goal was to make money. You weren't making money. It derailed the end goal.
Yeah, and what's crazy is like before that, I'm still a fan of music. I'm a huge fan of music.
Yeah,
but it's like I enjoyed it more as a listener and as a consumer, as opposed to being an artist. Because like when I was trying to do the artist thing, I was trying to make money and trying to do something with it, but then I fell back and I just fell out of love with music for a little bit. Now I'm cool with just being a consumer. I listen to it, and you know what I'm saying, I get the bug every now and then, but it's one of those things.
Yeah, and well, you got all the tools to do it, so it's right there, and it's so easy now. You can literally upload a song to Spotify tonight, and it'll be
That's
up.
true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's very, very true.
And I tell people that, man, like I'm 34 now, so like I was around when having a home studio was just like, it was. Whoa, dude! And one
everybody
dude
came to the crib.
Yeah, the one dude that had it in the crib, he was getting harassed. You know what I'm saying? He was getting harassed. Me. So nowadays, you can go, you can drop $300, and you literally have a studio.
Yeah, it's so much easier now. So much easier.
Internet, so you can like, I can record on a USB mic right now, and I can go find somebody that can mix it professionally and master it professionally, and it will sound as good, if not as close to good, as some of these people who are spending thousands of dollars on records. Because it's not just the equipment anymore, it's about like these people who have invested in learning their craft. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And like that's a big thing, that I try to preach, is like, you can spend thousands of dollars on equipment, which, there are places and times for that, but you'll never be as good as the time you put into like the craft.
Learning put in the hours and
learning these programs and learning how to, just learning sound and learning your own voice and stuff like that. These are crucial things. So
that's real.
Are you new in town or need a fresh cut on the fly? Let me show you a convenient way to hire a mobile hair care pro now. Simply download the Cuddy app from the App Store. Create a profile and have access to professional mobile barbers and stylists in your area. The Cuddy app allows you to browse for hair care professionals 24/7. View their profile and share your locations to find the nearest one. Once you've found the perfect pro with just a click of a button, have a professional meet you in a matter of minutes. This means no more worrying about running late, waiting for the next chair to open, or missing your appointment completely. Reclaim your valuable time and put your mind at ease knowing your hair care pro is on the way. Cuddy app is the only place to hire a hair care pro whenever you are ready, wherever you are. Cuddy app. Join the revolution today.
Yeah. What'd you think about this Drake renting out his studio for? Did you hear about it for $250,000?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
what the fuck?
look. If
say it again.
Drake is go ahead.
No, I mean, Drake is renting out his studio for $250,000 an hour. An hour.
His personal about his studio.
It's in his house.
In his personal recording studio.
Is that the only special thing about it?
Well, I mean, bro, it's
top of line equipment.
Yeah, you're gonna get like literally the best equipment, probably. Possible.
I'd say the juice
is probably is 40 gonna be in there.
No, it does not include I think it doesn't include an engineer, and it doesn't include a Drake feature. They made sure they put that on the
right. I would say the only benefit is probably the juice. Like if he's made some of his hits in there, like you could walk in there and feel the energy from that, and that might get you hyped, and that might contribute. But for 250, you know what I'm saying? It takes how long to record a song? You know,
I mean, you better go in there ready, bro. You better go in there ready, bro.
I have 10 tracks and record them in an hour. That's it.
Yeah, bro. You better go in there ready. But I mean, I think with Drake, those type of situations are more just like, let me just flex a little bit, put this out there, because there's only going to be about 1% of the population that could actually afford that. You know what I'm saying?
What's his face? Riff? Was it Riff Raff?
Did it?
Yeah, he already booked 2 hours or some shit. Yeah, $500,000.
Riff Raff would be the one too. Gosh almighty, them goddamn posers.
Right. I mean, so you go spend $500,000. I hope he makes some dope shit. I don't know.
I booked Riff Raff because I used to run a nightclub back in the day. I used to route tours in Virginia with my partners, and I met Riff Raff multiple times, but the one time I'm referring to, bro, he's actually hilarious, bro, and he's fun to be around.
I believe.
And I will say this, like, he's an idiot, but it's genuine. It's like it's genuinely like he's just like like that one dude, like your boy. He like he's just
says the dumb shit,
but he's funny. Like he's always funny, and he's always like just
every crew got him.
Yeah, and I'll be real, man. He's tapped into his fan base, or at least at that time, he was very tapped into his fan base. So being able to see him activated and sell out the show and stuff like that, when I know other acts that were quote unquote bigger didn't sell a third of his tickets. It's sometimes even a fifth of the tickets that he sold. You know what I'm saying? So it's interesting to see those dynamics. Like when I booked Lil B on his first East Coast tour, and bro, he had like 500 people in the building just praying to him, and I mean on their knees praying to him. That's
crazy.
Yeah,
that's dope.
Wow.
It's crazy. It was wild to see in real time, because the internet hype of him, like
Lil B. Oh yeah,
he's got crazy, and then just see it in real life, like, and he was the most humble, he's the only one to ever thank me for booking him, like and he even let the people, like, he did a meet and greet afterwards, and there were people who didn't get tickets that were outside the building, and he let every single one of them come in there and meet him and everything.
No, that's dope.
Yeah, he's legit, like, a special guy, and regardless of anything with Lil B, I'll always sing his praises, because I seen it in real life.
That's dope. That's real. It's nice when you hear about an artist that's like humble like that, and nice.
Yeah, that's kind of a new way for the artists too, kind of like you saying with Riff Raff and Lil B tapping into their actual fans now, right? Like not necessarily just having a whole bunch of fans, whatever, but actually having a core base that'll come follow you, like you say, fucking pray with you and some more crazy shit, right? Like, bro, they were kind of tapped in that early, right?
Yeah, and it's wild, because you see these people online nowadays, the followings are crazy, got 100,000 millions of followers, and it's like they couldn't even sell it. They couldn't sell merch, what I'm saying? They couldn't do anything. And to see these other guys, like, there's certain guys out there that got that are like that, like you said, have that cult following, and they can activate them anywhere, bro. They can, hey, I'm here, and they'll be there. You know what I'm saying? And that's special to see, because that's really the purpose of social media, is to be able to activate people worldwide when you need to.
What's the difference? So what's the difference between those people who have the the mega following but can't move a t-shirt, but then those who don't have the biggest following, but I can get people to come outside?
The internet is fake, man. The internet is fake. Like Dave Chappelle said it best, bro. This like, I can follow you but not be engaged. You know what I'm saying? Like I can. I'll
add on to that. You can buy followers.
That too. Yeah,
you could buy followers, and
I'll even give it, some of these guys, they might not buy followers, but they know how to they're sensationalized on the internet, so they're popping, but they're people only want them to be popping on the internet. They don't give a fuck about seeing them or meeting them in real life, or engaging with them. That's rough. Man, keep doing whatever you're doing online. That's entertaining.
But I'm not coming outside to see that shit.
Exactly, but I'm not going to pay. I mean, and I've seen. I mean, I've booked a lot of people, and I've been so just baffled at like who can and can't do, activate that fan base, and it's crazy because there's a lot of females too. Like, they look great. They got they take half naked pictures and whatever, and then they can't get people to the club to come see them as a special guest. Because nobody cares, they're like, hey man, I saw your butt on IG, I double tapped, and then I kept scrolling.
Right. Guess what? I hate to follow.
After you do it, after I double tap on you, I'm gonna scroll, and in the next 3 pictures, I'm gonna see another one and another one and another one.
Attention span is crazy.
Yeah, there's no. It's nothing special. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a big part. And then also, the timing, like you talk about like Big Crit and Currency and Action Bronson and Lil B and these blog era rappers, they were in a different time, and they solidified themselves in a time where it wasn't oversaturated. Like,
no, that's real.
Right. Before it got too popular. Yeah.
They definitely took advantage of that time frame because it was a small window too.
It was. Wiz and Currency, I always give credit for making indie music major. You know what I'm saying? And I got to see them in real time do it, and it was wild because even Mac Miller, you know what I'm saying? Like, they were all in this period of time where it was just
Logic. Like, I remember Logic,
bro. I know.
I spoke with him a couple of times before he was even a name like that.
Bro, before he even got signed, he was selling out nationwide tours.
Crazy.
Like every time. He was definitely somebody who took advantage of that time period and made something of it. You know what I'm saying? Because there were some other rappers that you don't hear about at all anymore, but they were mega during the blog era.
That's true. So let me ask you this. So we talking about like what, 10 years ago, maybe several years ago. What does it take today? What is the juice? What is the ingredients? What's the recipe? If there is one.
I'm taking notes. I'm gonna start a chat GPT in my raps. What up?
Yeah.
Hey, shit, let's go. You can chat GPT everything.
I think it's gonna have to be like a mixture of being outside and also having an online presence, because people are starting to get past the what they call the Instagram facade. Everything's perfect because you get to see
the fluff,
just a clip of what my life is. I think people are past that, especially with the pandemic. And then
true.
But also I think that like it's still important to be active, to create content, and to utilize these platforms the way that they originally should have been used. You know what I'm saying? And not pushing the clout as much, and more pushing like genuine content that people actually give a fuck about. Like, so true. A good person that you can see who's on a major level that does this is Tyler, the Creator. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have to post anything on social media, but when he does, it's very engaging, and his fan base is ultra tapped in.
Very intentional.
Yeah, very intentional. Exactly. And that's exactly the conversation that I was having earlier with the artist that I really respect. He's been in kind of like hiding because he's in his head too much. And he finally got, we finally had a conversation about like, you got to do it, man, but you got to be intentional. Like, I mean, super intentional, thinking about like, not just what you're going to make, but like, who's going to listen to it? What do they look like? Where are they going to be when they listen to it? How are they going to, all of these things that people don't think about, because they like, hey man, I'm going to perform in front of 50,000 people, and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, and they're like, you ask them like, so who's your music for? And they go, man, this is for everybody. It's so absurd because you got guys like Drake, right? Let's use him as an example. biggest artists we've seen in this lifetime, you know, in our lifetime. We weren't around for Mike, you know what I'm saying? So we see this guy who's just a mega star, and even him, bro, he's going diamond. But think about that, bro. That's only 10 million. There's 8 billion people in this world, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I know when Drake makes that music, bro, when he's thinking about it, he's literally picturing the person that's going to be listening to it and where they're going to listen to it.
And then
what they doing when they doing it.
He had different stages too. Like he'll make, you know, music for women, for the dudes, for the homies, and like, you know, it fluctuates. But okay, now that's real. That's real. So let's jump into something indie water, right? I want to talk about
let's do it.
How did that transpire? Like, what is the story behind that? Give us a little background history and what's happening later this month.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, this is something I've been working on for 3 years, bro.
Okay.
Whoa.
So we originally tried to do this the year of the pandemic.
It got canceled. Right?
It got canceled, and you know, it was a compared to what we have now, it was a shell of an idea. It wasn't obviously as intentional, as thought out, as curated as it is now. But you know, that was originally when I came up with the concept, and I was like, hey, I want to do this, and I in particular, I want to do it at something in the water. You know, so then we go through the next year, we applied. They were looking for like digital, they were looking like for like virtual things they could do. They weren't, they didn't get back to us. And then the next year they moved it to DC.
Right. DC.
Yeah. And then this year we were like, hey man, we're doing this regardless. Like, we're not going to wait. We're not going to like keep going through all these loops and like not getting responses and stuff like that. And so we did it, you know, and I don't know if y'all know Intellect.
Oh yeah, facts.
Yeah, shout out to the whole team. Yeah.
Okay, yes. So Intellect's, you know, one of my main guys from the 757 that I have a relationship. We've made music before, but I've known him for literally probably like 15 years. Like,
wow, okay.
Since, you know, yeah, he's somebody that originally I looked up to, you know what I'm saying, as far as like, damn, bro, like
everything he dropped is super ill. I've never seen him lose once. I never seen one track lose.
He's when it comes down to this rapping, bro, he's that dude. You know what I'm saying? So I reached out to him. I said, hey man, I got this idea, but I came with the plan. You know what I'm saying? I didn't just say like, hey yo, I got this idea, you should help me with it. I came with a plan and said, hey, this is the plan, and I want you to help me execute it. And he was like, hell yeah, this is something that we've thought about ourselves. And and next thing you know, we're at the venue, we're presenting the plan to the venue, and then we lock it in. And then you know, this is we started this, you know, working on it back in 2022. And you know, we kept waiting, like, hey, something in the water's gonna get back with us, they're gonna get back with us. And then we're like, man, fuck this, bro. This ain't even a you know, nothing against them. We're like, hey, bro.
Yeah, don't ask for permission, right? Just take
for forgiveness. Yeah,
exactly. So we were like, this is for Virginia artists, and we're gonna do this regardless. So we announced it, and I'm not gonna lie, bro. The reception that we received and are receiving is just
crazy.
It's crazy, bro. Like I had to pause for a minute because I trying to find the real word to describe it. Like, I told me and Intellect laughed about this because like as a rapper, you got all of these plans. You like, bro, I'm about to drop this. It's over. It's over for the city. I'm taking
wait till I drop this mixtape, this album, and you're gonna
It never goes how you plan, bro.
That's real.
It never does, and it's, you know, that's just part of the grind. But man, this has gone better than planned. Bro. We've gotten calls. And we've had conversations, and we're getting, you know, input and just love and support from everybody, including something in the water. You know, guys from their camp have called us, and they're invested in it. You know, they support it, and they couldn't.
That's good. That's about time.
Well, that was for us. That was a definitely a very important moment for us because, you know, we're going up against a giant. You know, Pharrell is
big giant.
Yeah,
the giant.
Yeah, the giant. I mean, he's the
Virginia royalty.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
When it comes down to Virginia music, there's none bigger, better, more accomplished, more respected. You know what I'm saying? And to go up against him in a sense, not like literally, but like to go up against that in a sense was scary because we're like, we don't know if people are gonna be like, man, yeah.
To plan an event adjacent, you know what I'm saying, to it. You know what I'm saying? I can imagine, yeah.
Yeah, but we don't really want people to receive it like that. This is just another thing that is a
add addition to.
Exactly. Because you know, we planned it even specifically to be around headliners, to be, you know, something of a resource to people who need to get out the sun, who need a break, you know, and all of these things. And then, you know, we
vendors.
Yeah, and one of the things for us, man, is like, or for me, is I really listen to like what the for lack of better words, I listen to what the streets need. So like it's just like any other business thing. It's like there's pain points in the industry, and you serve those pain points, and that's how you
try to fill the gaps. Find the gaps, the voids, and fill them right. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's what we did, bro. There's a lot of outreach and a lot of outpour about, hey, there needs to be more representation of Virginia at something in the water.
That's real.
So we said, hey, we'll take that responsibility. Y'all don't worry about it. Let us worry about that, and we'll take care of that, because we're also tapped in. We're working with these guys every day. These are people that we've been on stages with, that we've, you know, made songs with, that we've been in the studio with, that we've seen ups and downs, and, you know, seen growth. And
that's a good point, bro.
Yeah, and
that's a good point. Like it's like they don't have their ears to the streets, right? You got your pulse on, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, and that's the point. Like, I'm not expecting Pharrell to know 50 rappers from Virginia that are quality. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because, bro, he's doing Pharrell things. Like, you know, he's serving a much broader audience, and that's important too, because I don't look at it like again, I don't look at it like competition. Look, Pharrell facilitated an opportunity. He's built a platform for us. Now it's up to us to take advantage of that and make something of it.
Are you looking for a media agency that covers all the creative tasks that make a business successful? Lucid Perspective produces elegant, high-resolution graphics and logos, high definition and 4K video, complete with treatment concepts and innovative editing. Lucid Perspective provides photography services such as fashion, advertisements, product or service, and aerial photography. We also help businesses build their brands from the ground up with complete campaigns that will make your business attractive to your target audience. We can bring your brand to the masses with our effective and strategic marketing campaigns to include sales funnels, eye-catching advertisements, breakthrough digital marketing through social media, and other digital avenues. Visit lucidperspective.com today. So I want to talk about the artists that you got going. I think you got Gifted Hands.
Major list.
Yes.
Right. Crazy artists. You know, so I kind of wish this shit was around 10 years ago, because I probably would have been up there with my crew. 10 years ago, there wasn't really, first off, there was no Something in the Water. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like super indie 10 years ago, like 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
But who you got coming through?
Yeah. Man, we got.
Don't feel bad if you forget somebody. You know,
you definitely gonna forget.
I'm gonna put the list up right here so I can read it off to y'all. I'll do myself a favor so I don't get yelled at by anybody. Let me.
You got to read the whole. It's a lot of people, bro.
Yeah, bro. So we got. So yeah, I want to say first off, we have 45 different artists and DJs and producers on this 3-day event. Shaolin, G Lit, Neve, Kane, Roberta Lee, Gifted Hands, Nat, G Sali, J Josephine, Noah O, Big No, Lucid, Fishscale Rabble, Full Metal Parkas, Kai Infinite, Why Not Deuce, Kenya Scott, Rudy Walker, Tayshawn. Yeah, different. Bobby Blaze, Will Amadeus, Trig, Slim, Cartel, Machine Mook, Illa Styles, Drew Famous, Khalif Bryant, Paulie. I mean, I can keep going. Yeah, it's just names on names, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, and what I did is, and we still got 3 more that we're gonna announce because we're having competition shows for slots that are gonna be filled from that. So
okay.
And we wanted to do it this way because again, it's intentional. We have people from 703, from Fredericksburg, from Roanoke, from Richmond, from Norfolk, Virginia Beach, Portsmouth, and in the competition shows, we actually went to platforms that are already built, RVA Rap Elite, Monopoly Concert Series.
Right.
And we said, hey, we want to involve y'all. This is how we can involve y'all because y'all have already built these platforms and y'all are representative of people like
areas.
Community. Like these are real communities. Like people who like RVA Rap Elite, bro. Those guys have an event every month. They have people sign up from all over the state, and they're real representative of hip hop community in Virginia. Facts, and they deserve to have somebody from that platform represent for them and not have our influence in it. So we gave them like, hey, you set up your thing and you get somebody from that camp to represent a slot.
To come through. No, that's dope.
I don't want to be biased. And more importantly, it's much bigger than us. Like it's really about everybody. And this is a chance for everybody to kind of contribute to.
No, that's super dope. And it's very necessary and needed because I could tell you probably know for years, Virginia has a stigma where artists tend to stick to themselves. They don't want to collaborate. They don't want to, a lot of people used to come for the people that made it out of here, the Clips and et cetera, for not coming back and reaching down, pulling artists out of here. So it's dope that we needed this unity because it's been a long time coming. People have been talking about it, preaching about it for at least 15 years that I've been in this area. Yeah, but it's finally materializing, manifesting, which is super dope and is necessary.
Yeah, and that was the biggest thing for me. It was like I got tired of hearing that narrative because I don't participate in that narrative. I already collab with artists all over the state. I've been putting every time I throw a show, I at least have 1757 and 703 artists to come perform, like period. Because I'm like, we're not gonna have that same narrative over and over, and then act like it's somebody else's job to do it. Like it's our fucking job. Like if we're gonna sit here and be part of this, then we gotta fucking do it. And like you said, sometimes it just takes leading by example of like saying, hey, fuck this. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do something to unify everybody. And it's gonna take somebody outside of maybe being the superstar or the rapper or the singer. Like it's gonna be an outside force because everybody is focused on their career and they should be. You know what I'm saying? So
and I remember that. So like the narrative like 10 years ago was always this is what was happening out here was like people were mad at Clips for not coming back, not mad at Pharrell, mad at Missy, mad at Timbo. Because they just like they spread out and they went everywhere and done things all over the everywhere else.
They went and had a career. They went and had a career. Yeah.
And I'll be honest, like at that time 10 years ago, I felt salty about it because I was in that same. I was like, bro, if so and so just came, but I guess it's
easy to say that.
Yeah. It's one of those things. I'm way past. I've grown out of that now. I understand.
That
was 10 years ago. Yeah, no, that's a totally like I told you, this was 20 lifetimes ago. You know what I'm saying?
No.
And the stuff I was singing and rapping about, I would today, like listening to it, the cringe. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck did I say? So I'm a totally different person.
No. There was times, bro, when I was younger, I felt the same way. I felt like all Pharrell had to do was hear me. And, I would change his life somehow to the fact that like he would change his career trajectory to focus on OG Illa. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not how it fucking works, bro. And another thing too is a lot of artists feel like it's solely on them to put VA on. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta put VA on, but that's not how it works, bro. Like if you look at examples, right? Atlanta, Drill, New York, Chicago, even a little bit of LA in the last recent years with like TDE and stuff. It was numbers of people being successful. It was
right. Put the area on, right.
Yes, and that's what it takes. Is it's going to have to take a number of people being successful so that it's a proof of concept. If it's just one person, it's an anomaly. Yeah, that person might blow up, but that doesn't equate to a scene popping or something being worthy of investing in. Yeah, so this is going to take, even this, it's going to have to be multiple of these, like as far as like we're going to have to do this every year, and we're going to have to keep working after the festival, before the next one, in between those times, to continue building this, like bridging these gaps and unifying these things. And that's why I did some of the show that way, because like I have people doing collab sets, like where like, hey, you're gonna split this set with this person, like, and then we have on Sunday, we have what we call Virginia Talks Different playlist set, where we actually brought 10 different artists, and they're gonna perform like 1 or 2 songs as a playlist, and it's gonna be something where we're gonna have people like literally again from all across the state on stage together, on set together, as a representation of Virginia. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's ill. That's super
dope. So that these things are, this isn't just it. We got other cool things. I don't want, I'm gonna reveal as time comes, but that are gonna keep this day, we're gonna stretch this day out to
promo, get videos,
yes sir.
Yeah,
promo, pictures, video, posts. I think I hit you up. We was like, we want to come through, take video, take pictures, do whatever, you know what I'm saying? Spread it out, get the hashtag, send that shit out, blow up the internet, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And we've been, like, just again going back to that, just been very intentional about our purpose behind it, and why we want to execute some of these things, because it's important that it's done right too, because this is a big moment, and it can be fumbled very easily. It can be twisted very easily and
not duplicated.
Exactly. And then people don't want to support it again because this wasn't done right. And that's just, that's obviously a fear, but not something I'm really worried about, because I do have a strong team with Intellect and Spring Story and, some of the other guys that we brought in here to really make this something special and something professional. You know what I'm saying? Because, a lot of times people, I hate the word local. I hate it.
I know. It makes it's a degradation almost. It's like you're like, this is you right here. You're the bubble, and that's all you are.
Yeah, bro. Some of these guys are streaming literally in other countries and getting, doing sales and Dubai and fucking Africa and all types of shit. And it's like, you're calling them local. It's like, bro, you're really not seeing the full picture. So we at the music shop, we preach indie, not local. And independent is just so much different than local. Local is like, hey man, I'm a Richmond artist. I'm performing in the 804, and this is what I do. Independent is like, hey, I am starting my career and I'm funding it and I'm working it myself, but I plan to build this into a scalable company where one day I can make a living off of this.
I just so happen to live in this city, right?
Yeah, exactly. You have access to me. But that's not how it is for my fans in California or my fans in Louisiana, and they don't. And that is a big problem with the community as well. It's like, hey man, I can get access to you, so you're not big, you're not successful.
That's the worst feeling. Yeah, I've been there. Yeah.
And it's not true. Like I said, some of these guys are truly successful in their own right and shouldn't be limited by proximity. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's real. That's dope, man. So let me ask you another question, because I was pondering this a little bit.
Yeah.
With all the traffic, right, that Something in the Water is going to bring to the area, are you anticipating an influx of some of those travelers? People coming from wherever the fuck they're coming from?
We're trying to get all of them.
Okay.
Look, the festival only holds 30,000 people. The there'll be 60
50.
There's going to be 60 to 70,000 people in the Virginia Beach area at the time. So they're going to have to have somewhere to go. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so you got do you have a marketing plan to try to like pull some of them out of there, or?
Yeah, we're already executing that. And then there's things that we're going to do that like the days of, like we got a step and repeat and a photographer, like, and we're going to place it outside the venue. We're going to have people like on the street, hey, come get a photo, and just, get people a photo on the backdrop. And then we're gonna be handing out free waters, and we're gonna be passing out flyers. We're gonna be on the news. We got the radio stations pushing us right now. So like I said, bro, the reception and the execution behind it has been just amazing, because the radio doesn't have to do anything for us, but Mike Street, who is my mentor, and he runs 106.5. He's pushing our shit right now. He's like, hey, this is a move. Yeah. And that's what it takes, man. It's just, you got to keep working and be consistent, because if you do, people will believe in you, man. They will let that guard down, and they will take you seriously.
No, that's it. And then the other thing is like grind until you can't be ignored, right? Because I remember when I was doing it, I took a lot of shit personal, because I felt like people weren't checking us out, or paying us attention. And you take it personal, because like, yo, you announced a show, I'm doing a show, I'm trying to sell tickets, and nobody show up, nobody hits you up for tickets.
Yeah, that shit's hard,
like,
man.
You're supposed to grind to the point where you can't be ignored, and then they're gonna show up. So that's another mindset to have. But you definitely doing it. It's gonna be
man. I mean, we're definitely doing what we can. And again, I tell artists all the time, bro, I don't promise anything. I create opportunity. I facilitate opportunities. And it's up to all of us to make something of that opportunity. I'm not going to sit here and say, hey, OG Illa announced something and now 1 billion people are going to show up. No, man, I'm here creating
an opportunity. Gotta get 1 billion in there.
Yeah, and trying to work with everybody so that we can make it successful. Because at the end of the day, man, this is for the artists. This isn't, we're running the event, but we're literally doing that so that there's a real light and shine for Virginia artists.
No, that's
so this whole thing is built around built around them, and hopefully not even hopefully, as it's happening, like everybody's rallying behind it, and that's the real key to it. You know what I'm saying? Is that they believe in the message, they believe in the movement enough to come to take it seriously themselves and not let it pass them by, because they it could be a situation, if it doesn't go well, nobody would want to do it again.
Unify and thrive. That's two things I took from Brother. Unify and thrive. Goddamn collaboration over cooperation, competition, or whatever. And goddamn, you gotta believe in yourself. Like, that's the first thing. Like, you can't expect nobody to believe in you if you don't. Like, and if they don't, like you said before earlier, Drake sold 10 million. It's 7 billion. There's 6.9 billion motherfuckers out here that you can go talk to, tap in with, try to get in contact with. But if you don't think you got something of value to offer, if you don't think you got a quality product, right? If you don't think you got something worth somebody listening to you or checking out what you got to say or what you got to offer, then what are you doing?
No, I agree with you 100. That's where it starts, bro. Like, you have to be proud of what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You have to be confident in what you're doing, because if you're not, why the fuck should anybody else be? Like, you're the person making it. You know what I'm saying? If you're not confident in it, and you're not hype about it, and you're not grinding for it, why should I pay $10 to come see you see you? You know what I'm saying? Why should I buy your CD? Why should I do any of this if you can't even? Yeah, you can't even invest in yourself. Like, and it starts, like you said, just with the confidence and just the belief in yourself that you can do this.
No, that's real. It's real. I'm excited, bro. I can't wait, bro. It's like 3 weeks away.
We definitely gonna see y'all out there.
April 28th, man. I'm excited as hell.
For sure. Let's tell the people where they can find you, get tickets. What's the socials? What's the links?
Everything is the MSQ Shop or the MSQShop.com. MSQ means music, so you can find us on everything at that handle. And tickets are at the MSQshop.com/event.
Dope, man. This is super dope, man. I can't wait, bro.
And I just wanted to say too, man, shout out Made in Norfolk. They're one of our partners. They're one of our partners. We're teaming up for the official Something Indie Water merch. So all the merch is actually printed by Made in Norfolk. So I'm really excited about that.
That's dope.
Yep. Shout out A Driver. We had him on the show last season. Yep. A Driver.
Yeah.
We need to get Theo up here too.
Who?
Theo, we need to get Islect up here too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he got to be next. I'm gonna holler at him. He'll come through. But yeah, man, this is dope, man. I'm so hyped. Thank you again for showing up, for talking with us, sharing.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, when you emailed me earlier, I was scared as shit. I missed it, bro. I was so pissed at myself, and you were like, "It's at 9." I was like,
"No, we do that." So like, we're kind of unconventional. Like, we'll schedule something weeks out, and then there'll be ghosts, and then the day of, like how we just did you, I hit you up a couple hours. Hey, we still on? That's kind of how we do.
This week is definitely one of them weeks I would have been like, man, I would have been, my mind was somewhere else. I got so much shit to do this week, and I was like, man.
I'm sure. I bet you got more to do as the weeks come.
Yeah, bro. It's getting like that, man. It's getting to the point. But I'll be out in 757 on Wednesday to speak with Wavy 10 News.
This Wednesday? Okay.
Yeah. So we'll be out there Wednesday, and then I'll probably check in one more time before the actual festival, just to either come down here and promote or connect, or come down there to promote and connect and hand out flyers and, just reach out to the community.
Thank you so much.
Thank y'all, man. Thank y'all for having me.
Appreciate you, buddy.
Have a good one. Have a good night. And we'll be checking you out.